Yeah, hello, my YouTube followers and everybody else listening. Wherever you may be, wherever you may lie, wherever you may work, wherever you may live, wherever you are. As to those who follow me on YouTube, you may have been aware of my police issue, which has been long overdue. I'm going to record three recordings. The first one, I think I'm going to look into what have happened since my last police dealing in STOKE on Trent. And then I will come to police complaint and handling as to what they have done. Then after that, I will come to Merseyside, being there is an affiliate here, but the same problem have followed me to where I am due to police conspiracy by perverting course of justice and attempting murder against my life to cover all this corruption. Now, I wouldn't perfectly say corruption, but I would say a civil litigation conspiracy to pervert course of justice. So now, in broader discussion, that is a very dangerous game that has been played or being played by policing all over the country and emergency services in communication and in connection or covert operation by covering everything that has been happening to me for over 8 years to this day. Now, before I go to that part, I want to little bit explain to you how all these have had an adversary effect on my life, my family, my well-being, my kids, my career, and everything else. So, to start, the first things would be the adversary effect. That would be the first point. Now, I cannot comprehend enough to anyone in UK or in anyone in the world how I have felt and what I have gone through, what I'm still going through, physically, emotionally, mentally, and psychologically. Now imagine being right and telling the truth from the beginning to this day. But everything you say, everything you have done, from the complaint process, from the day one, since 2014, in STOKE on Trent 2004, sorry, to 2014, to this day, this has been an experience that I would never wish on anybody else, no matter how much I hate them, even the police themselves. I would never wish it on any living soul, never. I would never. I have nearly lost my life, and every day basically of my life, my living life, it has been of a life-threatening situation wherever I am in UK, or wherever I move, wherever, even going to the shop and back, even sleeping in my own home. It's been of a life-threatening situation. And the most dreadful and appalling thing is this: police have been the one doing this to me. And emergency services, that will be ambulance, everybody else, or their partners, as they say themselves, or other agencies, as to what those other agencies, I think they would have to explain that. I could never wish this situation on any living soul. And to those who have gone through the same situation, I think really, not only that you understand the sorrow and trauma that one faces when in this situation. And may I remind you, most importantly, I do not have a criminal record, no driving offenses. Over 19 years that I have been living in UK. Not illegally, legal. Have the right to remain. Now the situation of policing to this day has cost me my family, my career, my life, relatives, friends, because the main point of the police running me down, as they say, conspiracy by perverting course of justice, bureaucracy, bigotry, discrediting of my credibility and all that, which has been for over 8 years, for not wanting them to be held accountable of their misconduct and gross misconduct of what has actually been happening and is still happening to this day. It has been to run me down mentally, psychologically, physically, and emotionally. So now that will come from the guy's mental health, the guy's crazy, anything they can think of to discredit my name and my credibility. And imagine that is being done for over 8 years. 8 years. Once they have done that, then they have isolated me. And honestly, this is the most harsh part. I should have died. It's a hard thing to say, but it's the truth. I should have died of COVID to be banned and cover all these issues that I'm going to discuss with you today. That's what should have happened to me. I should have died during COVID for them to cover everything that have happened to me. Now the people they have been using, that will be from my friend suffocating me while I'm sleeping, my ex-partner, and relatives, anybody that can get them close to me, they have used those people. Either by gaining access of my phone, either by suffocating me while I'm sleeping, either by propaganding, by discrediting my name, or either by being used by police in any way that is advantageous to them, by continuing conspiracy by perverting course of justice and attempted murder against me. This is what have happened over 8 years. 8 years. They have used housing officer, council officers, court, anybody you can name. As long as they are civil servant, they have been lied to. There have been fabrication of information. There has been dishonesty. There has been, you name it. And please, there is a lot of things in my channel that if you want to listen to it, you would listen to it and you would understand what I have been through. But if you see my color and turn around and say, blah, 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 or the bigotry, that's fine. But the fact and the truth still remain. What has been done to me and still being done to me, not only is criminal, is inhumane, degrading punishment by perverting justice because of their negligence, misconduct, gross misconduct, abuse of power. That's what has been happening. Now, these things have started in Stoke on Trent. I have fled to Scotland, from Scotland to Bristol, everywhere. As I was looking for sanctuary, it didn't matter, it does not matter where you go in UK, as long as they can get hold of you or they are all in communication with each other. And this is which I will show you as well. This is the most damaging part. It does not matter if you have a criminal record or not. To any police officer doesn't. Because if I was a police officer and to be defamated of any person or to act inappropriately or in dishonest by being communicated that such a person is in the area for such and such, the first things that I would do, look into the person record. And if the person does not have any criminal record, no driving offenses, there is no way I would be compelled to do any such degrading activity to that person in any way. Because that would be a misconduct, that would be a harassment, that would be degrading punishment, that would be unlawful, that would be harassment, that would be against the law. And then I will question myself, why would a police force, for someone with no criminal record, act so harshly, character assassinating? What has the person done? That would be my first instinct as a police officer. Those would be my question. Why? But no, that has never happened. That if it did happen, as we all know, not all police are bad police officers. Please take that seriously. Not all police are bad police officers. But those that are bad, believe you and me, they are rotten bad. And that's what damages police credibility. That's the reason I'm in this situation, which started from Stoke on Trent. Now, regardless of Stoke on Trent being racist and whatever, that is bureaucracy and all that, I don't care. I care about what has been done to me, which is against a police conduct, which is against a police misconduct, which is a harassment, which is abuse of power, which is dishonesty, which is perverting course of justice, which is against the law. That is the reason I am here today. That's the reason I'm talking to you. Because of those things that should have never happened to me, that have happened, that nearly cost me my life, that have cost me my family dejection, kids, friends, and been isolated to be killed, to pervert their wrongdoing, which is a brutality by policing, being victimized, being tormented, being terrorized. In fact, negligence by those who are supposed to protect me. That's what have happened. That's the reason I'm talking to you today. People hate police officers for doing their job. No, I don't hate any police officer for doing their job. Take that really, 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 and I quote, I do not hate police officers for doing genuinely their job. I applaud them. I take my hat off them. But to those put others people's life in misery, knowingly is against the law. It's against a misconduct. It's a gross negligence. Not only that, I don't have a respect for those officers, but they should never be police officers to start with. But yet we are here because those people are there. And that's the reason I'm talking to you. A police officer or a force of policing, they will kill you to protect and prevent them of being investigated. And you will find out what I mean by that. Please, it's 15 minutes. I don't want this to be long. Now I will follow by first stoke on trend, and then I will come to the misconduct, to the statutory guidance of the police complaint system, how they have failed to investigate, including the IOPC, and then I will come to Merseyside, and then I will come to police corruption by discrediting my name and credibility through fabrication of information and all the attempting matter and everything else that has been done by police against me. So please, it's going to be a long night for me, but I have to do it. As they say, a baby, there's a saying, a baby that does not cry can easily die of hunger. Because nobody to notice. But so, this is the reason I'm here. And a lot have happened to me. But I'll come into the discussion if you can. Please, please. I make it 16 minutes, 17 minutes, so that you would understand and listen to it point by point. And if it may be, listen to it 2 times, 3 times to properly understand the whole situation, what I have been through, including all the previous video that I have recorded on YouTube, on my channel, of what have happened to me, which the police now have gone and they have put a stop legally. They have reported the communication, which is against YouTube anyway. But having said that, YouTube is controlled by Google, Google is controlled by police. You know where I'm going with this. So that's the reason it happened, which is in a way a data breach by these companies. But it's not another case. But that's what the police do. It's not that you cannot prove that. That's the reason they want you dead, because they don't want you to prove what they've done to you. And these are the things that have been happening to me. These are the things that have happened to me. So, thank you very much for listening, and continue listening, please, as I will proceed onwards with everything that I've just told you, and which I'm going to do. Thank you so much, and all you can do is subscribe and press the subscribe button and follow this situation until the end, regardless what happens. If they kill me, if justice prevails, or whatever the outcomes. Thank you very much, folks. God bless, and I really, really appreciate you. And I hope this will be a lesson to somebody else who may be in the same situation, or an advice from somebody who have been in the same situation that may help the situation that I'm in.